a second, see if anybody comes in. Hi everybody, I hope we're live. I usually do this on my phone. Okay. I usually do this on my phone, so we're trying to get this set up on my laptop, and yeah, that's kind of a first for me. So I hope you're doing all right. We are still here in Ottawa. I'm with Chad. We wanted to give you a bit of an update on our finances. I know there's lots of questions, and just wanted to let you know we haven't skipped the country with all your money. I know there's a lot of rumors going around, and we're just here finally that we have a few minutes that we can send you an update on what's happening. This is my good friend Chad. He has been working his butt off, trying to look after all these finances that you have generously donated.
Thank you. Hi, everybody.
He's a hero. So, Chad, tell us what's going on.
Hi, everybody. Hi, world. First of all, to the donors out there, thank you so much for your generosity in supporting the truckers and the protesters that are protesting, unthinkable mandates, unthinkable passport systems, and that never should have been in place in the first place. And the truckers are heroes, and we thank them for leading the way. There's things that we probably should say that are, we should address things that are not true, because there's been rumors and people are saying things that don't make sense. There's actually a really good spirit out there today, but just to even boost people's spirits even more and just give people truth, which will encourage everybody. So the truth about the Givesendgo money is it's all still there. Okay, so the government of Canada does not have their hands on the funds. So that's I'm going to debunk that one first. Is that the government of Canada does not have their hands on the money. They do not control the money. So hopefully that puts everybody's hearts at ease. And so that's that. The second thing is that we intentionally we're not bringing this into Canada in any weird way. Like, we're not smuggling money or doing anything strange. There's no conspiracy theories or anything like that. We just aren't able to use the money right now because of this really, really weird court order. And this court order by the government of Ontario, for those of you who don't know what provinces are, they're like, instead of states, we have provinces, and Ontario is a province in Canada. And they did a very strange court order, which essentially states that the monies raised are similar to an illegal way to raise money, like selling drugs or human trafficking or something stupid like that. And this is money to support truckers who have lost their jobs and who are protesting these horrible mandates that have made them lose their jobs and lose their freedoms. These are grandmas and grandpas, brothers and sisters, aunts, uncles, students donating money to go to truckers to help support them. So for the government of Ontario to say that these funds are coming illegally is just really strange. Our lawyers are pretty confident that they can beat that because it's such a strange accusation. Mm-hmm. However, if somebody uses the money or tries to bring it across the border or whatever, they might say that we're using the money, and whoever uses the money could go to jail.
That would be bad.
Yeah, so once we start, every single penny is intact. No money has been used, and all dollars are intact and preserved right now. So I just wanted to tell you that. Just because as I walk the streets and talk to the truckers here, they don't know. Same with the donors. I'll get phone calls from donors asking me what's going on with the money and things like that. And I want you all to be assured that the wrong people don't have your money and the right people do. Mm-hmm. So just so you know. Mm-hmm. And we have every intention of using the donations for their intended purpose, which is to support the truckers, support the people that came here and started this worldwide awakening. And that's the update I've got for everybody. How about you, Tamara? Anything else you would want to expand on?
Well, I just wanted to let them know that the legal team that we have here is absolutely fantastic. They are working on avenues also to deal with the TD Bank and to deal with the whole situation, actually. So, as you can imagine, it's been a pretty busy day for them. So I actually was going to try and have a couple of them come on here with us, but they're working on some big things, and so we're just going to let them do their job. Let's see if we got ever.
You bet. So I see some people are saying, so how can we support the truckers? Should we donate to Givesendgo or directly to the truckers? If you have the ability to donate directly to the truckers, somehow, then that's probably, hey, that more power to you. We definitely would steer you that way. Lots of people are giving them direct support, and we're thinking of ways, that maybe we can help facilitate that, or connect you with a trucker or something like that. We're just brainstorming different ways to do that. Of course, the government wants to say that everything is illegal. But we keep being advised that we have a right to protest. We have a right to our charter rights to peaceful assembly, to voice our opinions, to essentially these are democratic rights. These are charter rights and freedoms that we have. And in no way is anybody talking about, I watched a news clip today where reporters were asking some government officials if they considered the protest insurrection. I think a lot of our victories are coming from the fact that they keep proving us right over and over. It's like when you call a bully, and they say, if you ever call me a bully again, I'm going to punch you in the face. They keep proving us right, that they are bullies. To call a protest treason or insurrection and all that weird stuff, they keep escalating it, and hopefully, I do think the world sees that. I think it's really quite apparent, but going back to the generous donations, everything's intact, and it's going to be obviously used with the intentions of the donors, which is to support the truckers.
Absolutely. That was always our intention right from the start, and it's really unfortunate what is happening here. I think you can all agree right from the start, from my very first video, I told you guys I would be open and transparent, and that's what we've endeavored to do. We came here to have a peaceful protest to try to end these mandates. Some of the stories, I've talked about this before, still hope and pride are the biggest words that I hear every single day. And the unity that we have seen, we still have a long way to go, but as I've said before, in a sense, we've already won. We have people here that have come from all across the country supporting our truckers and standing together in unity, right? All walks of life, all races, all cultures, all religions, from everywhere. And I'm really sorry that I haven't been able to get on and give you an update sooner. It's just we're so busy. You can tell by my face. We're tired, but we're still fighting. Tom?
Oh, there was a question. Where did the e-transfer money go to?
Yeah, there is one right there.
That's a good question.
So what had happened was Chad, when we first contacted Chad, he did set up a business, a non-profit business, and applied for a business account right away. So when I originally set up the GoFundMe, I was not obviously anticipating that this was going to happen. I was anticipating, a few $1,000s to send a couple trucks to Ottawa. And of course, you know how that worked out. So I had it going into a savings account I had that was empty. And actually it wasn't empty. It was overdrawn $1.36. So when I started this, I actually put $1.36 in it to make sure that we were starting at a zero balance, because I just didn't want any questions at all. And so we were in the process of trying to get that money out of that account and into a business account that Chad was trying to set up. And it was just taking forever and forever and forever.
And they never did it.
Yeah, that's right. And then you can tell them the rest.
Yeah. So essentially, like Tamara's saying, just expecting and anticipating a little bit of money to support her friends who were, wanting to go to Ottawa to protest. And then, lo and behold, her fundraiser became essentially a symbol of hope. And the flagship fundraiser, flagship symbol of hope, as she rode with Chris Barber leading the way to Ottawa. Essentially, I initially saw the need right away to get a nonprofit organization set up so that all the funds would be raised under the jurisdiction of the Nonprofit Act of Canada. And under the Nonprofit Act of Canada, an audit is required by law to have that done. So applied to the TD Bank to have an account set up in that nonprofit and to have all the monies rolled over into the nonprofit organization. However, unfortunately, they would not open up the bank account. So it's like, how can you have it both ways, right? How can you say you got the wrong kind of bank account and then not let us correct it? So unfortunately, the shenanigans kind of started right away. Yeah. And the nonprofit organization was incorporated on January 30th. As soon as I found out that the fundraiser just took off to the moon, so that's what we did there. And just to give you an update. We did successfully get a bank account set up for the nonprofit organization through a credit union. I won't name them because they have, in my opinion, they've been pretty good. Yeah. And but then once the Emergency Act occurred, they got really scared, pulled the nonprofit organization's membership, and shut the account down. So it's just one thing after the other. We're trying to do the right thing with the donors' money. And then the government will step in, scare the living heck out of a bunch of, bankers, tell them to shut our accounts down, and then, it stalls everything. It makes us not be able to do what we want to do. Yeah. And then they'll, make it. They'll pass these temporary court orders saying that if we use the money, then then we'll go to jail. So it's like. Barely any of the money got used to do what it was supposed to do. The only money that was ever used was to help them fuel up during really super cold nights. Yeah. And then after we paid for some fuel, which was not even that much, what was it, $10,000? Yeah.
13 altogether.
$13,000 worth of fuel to keep the truckers warm at night, to keep their engines running, and then after that we couldn't use any of the money. I
went to send an e-transfer to one of our captains because he needed some supplies, and that's when we discovered that the funds were frozen. I did have a message on my account because we did go in to see them, and I was told to give this gentleman a call. And then later on that week, we had 2 phone calls from TD, and neither one of them was this gentleman. And I asked, why isn't this guy calling me? Why are you calling me? And both times I was told that he was out of the office that day. And we also asked repeatedly, can you give us an update on the business account that Chad had started and that he had applied for 2 weeks ago, or 2 weeks prior to this, I'm sorry.
No answer.
And they could not provide us with an answer. So the funny thing is, of course, whenever you make those phone calls, they tell you that they're going to record your conversation for phone purposes. And so the second call that I got, I said, I'm going to record this. And she said no. So I respected her wishes and I did not record the conversations. But I mean, this is just the stuff that we're dealing with. It is literally one roadblock after the other. And I have to give a huge shout out to these brave men and women that are here, because they're still pushing through and they're still here and they're still fighting for you. It has been just an honor for me to sit next to people like Chad or Chris Barber or any of the captains or any of the truckers, you guys. like I said, I'm going to try not to cry. I've cried enough today. But it's been an emotional roller coaster between seeing all the love and the unity and the togetherness that this has brought, and also hearing the stories of, I hear almost on a daily basis from people, or to my face, if I walk down Parliament Hill or I go out to visit the truckers, I was on the brink of suicide. This is where we're at. So many people were on the brink of suicide, and we've already lost too many to suicide over this. People saying that they're losing your jobs, or they're all terrible stories.
Losing your jobs, losing your dignity, losing your humanity.
Families torn apart.
Yeah.
Grandparents that can't see their grandchildren.
Mm-hmm. Out of fear, a lot of fear, which is horrible, which a government should never do. You should never have to feel afraid that you're not complying with the government's mandates, or else you're going to lose your job, you're going to lose your reputation, your family, your friends are going to disown you because they're too afraid to come to your house, or or visit you and things like that. So, I think the world is seeing. So I saw one message here: give us some hope. What's going on at Parliament Hill? The hope is this: we're right. You can absolutely see every step of the way. All the coffee table conversations when you're talking at supper, and people say, "I don't know if the government's that bad." They wouldn't do that, would they? They wouldn't. They would, and they have,
and they are,
and they keep proving us right.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. We're good.
So someone said, what happened to the $1 million that GoFundMe gave? Well, that's before the courts. The TD Bank handed that money over to the province of Ontario. And the lawyers will be going before the courts, and ultimately, I think what's probably going to happen, and I don't want to speculate too much on this, but what can happen is that the courts can decide what's going to be done with the money, and we'll give them a list of truckers and say, here, if you're scared, if you want to administer the funds to the truckers, here you go. Court, you go ahead and do that. So yes, the Ontario government did seize that money, and the TD Bank handed that money over to the over to the Ontario courts to decide what to do with the money. So they took the money from Tamara's account and gave it to the province of Ontario to decide what to do with it.
Like Chad said, they basically did it under the same type of law that they would use if we were operating a drug cartel, basically, and you guys were all, drug dealers sending us your money. It's really, really sad. It's really, really sad.
Yeah.
So, before we go, I just want to say again, we are here in peace. We continue to act in a responsible and peaceful manner. These men and women are just incredible to work with. One thing I'd like to address is the rhetoric and the verbiage that is coming from the powers that be is almost like they're trying to manifest something nefarious. And so I'm going to ask you all to manifest something beautiful. I want you to picture in your minds a life without masks. I want you to picture in your minds a life with no Vax Pass. I want you to picture in your minds hugging your families and your friends. I want you to picture in your minds a life of peace and a life of freedom and a life of taking care of each other. And if you could be here on the ground with us, you would see that is what is happening. People are helping each other. People are looking out for one another. It's
truly phenomenal, is what it is. And the energy still continues to be positive, even when the emergency I don't know, I'm going to call it War Measures Act, was announced. A lot of us threw our heads back in laughter because we were wondering what what was the tip of the iceberg that made them? What was the straw that broke the camel's back? Was it
definitely the bouncy
It
castles?
must have been the bouncy castles, because those bouncy castles are pretty threatening stuff. I mean, when you see kids playing and having fun on bouncy castles, you know something's going on.
That's right.
You know something. So to just play that up, we're actually thinking that maybe we need a bouncy castle day.
Yeah,
we need a Saturday might be bouncy castle day. We're thinking, you know, we might want to set a Guinness Book of World Records for the most bouncy castles in a protest on Saturday. So bring your bouncy castles to the protest.
Yes.
Make sure they're there. Make sure your kids are having fun on the bouncy castles.
Yes.
And, maybe that will start World War III or something. I don't know. Anyway.
If you can get to Ottawa, come and get some free hugs. Come and see these beautiful people smiling. Come and see these children playing. Come and see our veterans who are meeting at the War Memorial every single day at 1 o'clock. I had the honor of being there today and standing with them, and that is just something that I'll never forget. There's so many experiences here that we'll never forget.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So, is there anything else you want to add?
I love my family. I miss
Yes.
you. I love you so much. And Daddy's here trying to help out, make your future better, make your future
Saving
bright.
the world.
Love you guys.
He is the coolest accountant I've ever met by far.
Don't call me that. No, I'm just kidding.
Thank you, you guys. I love you so much. I think we've got this live thing figured out on my laptop now. I still can't get access to Facebook on my cell phone. But again, we're so busy. We'll try and get on here and keep you updated as we go. I've missed you all so much. It went from a few lives every day to nothing, and I mean, you can just imagine how crazy it's been. But we're still here. We're still holding the line. We love you all. You make us all so proud. Fly your Canadian flags loud and proud. See ya.
Peace.